Well, well, well. Look what the cat dragged into this godforsaken place. Greetings, salutations, Toots. This is Cuddlymuffintop, half human, half Vtuber, and private eye, who comes into the virtual world through the wonders of human slapstick. Go ahead and have a seat, right over there. Go on, don't be shy. I'm here to solve your case as best as I can. What, you're too shy to take a seat over there? You think my little chair isn't accommodating to your pleasantly plump posterior? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that your ass was very astonishing. I meant it reeks of absolute hell and hot water. What, that didn't make anything better? You just want to stand, huh? Is that the whole vibe I'm getting? Well, fair enough, but I'm getting off of this chair and getting you up close personal. Let me just go ahead and get myself comfortable. All right, we got a few people, some clients here today that needs a bit of solving in today's little predicament. You just had to wreak havoc in my office. The office that I just cleaned and sanitized. That is very low for your standards. Or did you even have standards to begin with? Then again, you're talking to a private eye, so things must be that, let's just say, desperate. So with that said, before you make an absolute bigger fool of yourself, let's cut to the chase. Why are you here? What do you need from me in order to get this all solved? Let's just be known that I am a very, let's just say, money up front, and I am a very hefty price to pay. So you got the cash? You got the goods? I see. Is that all, basically all you have right there? That it? I'm not very impressed. Well, well, well. Look what it happens to be. You think I'm amused by what you're just showing me here? What, is that supposed to align me, all that fuzz? No? Well then, I'm not that impressed. Oh, you want me to take a better look on it, huh? Why is it so squished? Are you trying to only buy your ticket by beer? Is that it? You think I'm an alcoholic because I work this job? I feel like that's a little bit of a stereotypical glance when it comes to private eyes. I don't even smoke. Wait, who's that in there? Huh. Looks like there's a very muscular version of me in that glass. You want me to accept this as payment? You think this is gonna trigger some sort of flashback memory when I had a cousin? I mean, it looks like he could be part of my family, but you know what? I don't see it. He's a bit too boisterous, a bit too full of himself. Ah, gonna kick that to the curb. Pah! Get that Hold on, I need to rework myself here. Hold on. Apparently, I didn't kick it hard enough. There. Little bit of a delayed reaction. Okay, seriously though, where's the real payment here? I need to see payment before I can assist you with this endeavor. And now that you said two of them, well, now things are... Wait a minute. What's that? What's that in your... Really? Is this... Are you seriously wanting me to basically utilize this? Is that it? Well, doesn't that look absolutely tasty? A cinnamon roll. I think you're trying to secretly fatten me up for this operation. But it does have a very lovely scent. Freshly baked, all natural ingredients. None of that artificial crap in it. Though I would prefer to have some cash. I suppose I'll be getting that later. So, here we go. You got yourself a... You know what? No. If I'm gonna be working these 2 cases, I need 2. 2 cinnamon rolls up front. No exceptions. You got it? Not 1, not 1.5, not 1 3/4, not 1 1/4. 2. You think you got what it takes? You think you got all the things needed in order to get this operation going? You sure about that? Well, I think you're bluffing a little bit. Oh, well. 2 cinnamon rolls on the same type of plate. All right, you got yourself a deal. Exquisite. Tell the person who baked these for me that I wholeheartedly appreciate, and you got yourself a future customer. But enough about me. Why are you here now? It's time for me to solve this case, and I need all the intel that I can get in regards to your situation. You got 2 cases for me, do you not? Well, spit them out. We gotta make sure that the faster you send me all these details, the more quickly I can solve this dilemma. So, chop now. Let me see the goods. Aha. So these are your demands here. Announce the winners of the Silly Smackdown surveys and stop occult activity within the stream. Oh, you want to give me another case? That's going to be another cinnamon roll then if you want to get down to the case of the too many Tonys. And right now, I don't think you have another cinnamon roll within you. That's for you to decide, Toots. Not my prerogative. You gave me 2, I'm only settling with 2. No ifs, ands, or buts. So you got these 2 objectives for me to solve on this fine, cold, dark evening. In the spring, I presume. So, let me ask you this. Which one of these do you want solved first? Do you want to know the winners of the Silly Smackdown surveys? Or do you really want me to stop occult activity within the stream? Donuts within the chat do not count, Toots. I need them right here, right now, in front of my face. Or my entire body in this case. I think that almost rhymed. Not quite. What do I look like? A goddamn hippie poet? A hipster? Well. How many sessions of D&D have you been playing? Honestly, it feels like you play them every single day. You must have a lot of free time on your hands, I must say. Alright. Unless there's another part of you that's within your head that wants to say otherwise, say it now or forever hold your peace. Don't be jealous. Does it look like I'm interested in the D's and the D's of the nuts? DNs? Nah. The only thing that I am more concerned about is stopping all these crimes with this godforsaken city and a lot of cinnamon rolls. You caught me on a good day, by the way. So that's it, huh? You want me to announce the winners of the Silly Smackdown surveys to help decide the final 2 games being put on Cuddlymuffintop's birthday donathon funny game schedule? Well then, if there are no other objections, so be it. I will go ahead and get this all underway. Well then, time for us to look through our files and see who the winners are. And it looks like the first one we're gonna go with is, of course, the funny video game series Silly Smackdown finale. You would think they would try to slim that down to something more, not as expansive, but oh well, what would I know in this case? So what do we got? Let's bring them up, shall we? We got something brewing in this. Well. I didn't expect to have lawyers be put into this whole shindig. So we got Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, huh? Who originally defeated Manuel Samuel in the Holy Gosh Darn by over half of the popular vote. Well, isn't that just splendid? No coin toss for this victory, is there? So who are they facing? I bet it's some crime organization then in this case. Well, blow me down. They're facing off against the Japanese Mafia, Yakuza Like a Dragon series, beating Monkey Island, one of the very proclaimed and prolific comedic games to ever be graced upon our godforsaken earth, by around 73%. It didn't stand a chance. Alright, lawyers versus the Japanese Mafia. You know, Sober Tony, the way that you phrase that, it almost makes me think that you're the real Tony. Because it's always the boisterous, the ones that just want to shout it to the heavens, that they feel the most guilty. I think you basically are pulling our legs in the ways that you didn't expect. Except, here's the problem. I got no legs. And you're in some deep trouble. But enough about you. That's not a case I'm here to hire. Let's see who won this overall, and will be joined in my schedule for the birthday donathon. This is why the Japanese Mafia can't be stopped, everyone. Yakuza Like a Dragon is officially being placed on the schedule for the Funny Game series. And lo and behold, since it is a series, that means not only are you going to experience Yakuza Like a Dragon during the birthday donathon, you're going to be experiencing this series for a long time. The entire Yakuza series, to be precise. Yakuza 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, the Pirate one, the Judgment, maybe even that Ishin game. You brought this upon yourself. You know exactly what you brought upon this world. But look at it this way. At least I don't have to hire any other collaborators to join up with me for Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, especially on a day that might not prove very useful for them. So now that I think about it, isn't it funny? A lot of my streaming schedule, even after the birthday donathon is over, is going to be all franchises. Mario and Luigi, Batman Arkham, Yakuza series now. We also have Dark Souls. We also have, well, South Park if I decide to also stream the other game. We also have Coffee Talk. We also have, coming up in the near future, the Metal Gear Solid series. You brought this upon yourself. And now, you're gonna have to live with it. But enough about that. Now it's time for us to announce the other winner. But this one, they decided just to go with the Final Fannies. Well, isn't that just sublime? Let's look at the campaigns here real quick. No data found. Oh, that's right. It's because it ended. Now let's take a peek at the standalone funny video game. Why is it such a mouthful? Why is there so much text right here? They could have slimmed this down to a mere 3 words if they felt like it. But let's see. Alright, what do we have here? Disco Elysium, another type of private eye detective story with an amnesiac who is a complete wreck. I see how that can lead to some comedic timings. And apparently they defeated WonderSon by only around 55%. So the same case as Phoenix Wright. Maybe that foreshadows its defeat, if you know what I mean. what series, what game is it gonna compete against? Well. Isn't the game that's gonna be a decade old sometime in the near future, Undertale, which defeated a bunch of puppets by, well, what do you know? The same amount as the Yakuza series, as they beat the Monkey Island series. Something tells me I have a clear idea who the winner of this lovely roundabout is. I have a good hunch by these numbers. So let's go ahead and see what we have on our tails then, eh? What do we have in this regard? Well. It may not be as much of a wide margin as Yakuza was beating the hell out of those lawyers, but I'll take it. Undertale wins by 60% of the vote. Well now, isn't that just, well, dandy? If you're expecting me to do the genocide round, you can forget it. I played this game many a time in the past, and all I know about that run is that it brings me only great pain, suffering, and a little bit of anger. So don't even count on it. If I played this game, if we were gonna go with the hee hoo hoo ha ha's, we're sticking with the neutral run. Ha! For a moment, I thought you couldn't really see that coming up here. A single bit, huh? You do know that basically counts as a penny, right? You know how cinnamon rolls cost more than a penny, correct? Well, I guess I should be appreciated all of your generosity here. And may your skeleton day come in fine fashion. Alright. Now let's see who Undertale's gonna be facing off against. Alright, we got a parody of a very popular series, a series that I'll be playing in the near future, on Metal, which defeated Locomotive by a horrendous 82%. Maybe this is also a clear indication of who's gonna win, but who do I know? But then again, you got James Gunn, Suda51, and a high school cheerleader. I don't even know if she's of legal age, but then again, she's a fictional character. Lollipop Chainsaw Repop. I guess if I want to play this one, I will have to go for the remastered version. I don't want to get a DMCA strike on my channel. But it did defeat Conker's Bad Fur Day by only around 55%. 55% is a very common winning percentage, isn't it? The only one that basically, well, 3 of the contenders have won by that same percentage. You're willing to go with the extra charges, especially if you happen to be living outside the United States? I like to see you try. But enough about cinnamon buns, or I barely move. Oh, I always am moving. The fatter I am, the graceful and more healthy I am. But that's enough about me and my very worrying hunger. Let's see who won this one. I see. Lollipop Chainsaw Repop won by 70% of the vote. On Meadow did not stand a chance. I guess yelling offensive words and scantily clad cheerleaders wrecking havoc with their chainsaws really does do the trick. This game didn't stand a chance. So now everyone, we know what the final round is then. And this is going to be decided by a poll, both on Twitch and on YouTube. You're gonna have to make up your mind, Toots. One of these games has got to be on the schedule. Undertale or Lollipop Chainsaw Repop? Honestly, I'm surprised this game got so far, simply because I heard kind of mixed feelings about the remastering, especially when Suda51 wasn't even heavily involved. But then again, wasn't the same said for Shadows of the Dam remastered? I don't know. I didn't really look into that one yet. But in the meantime, Okay, that seems fine enough by me. But we're gonna go ahead and do a poll on both Twitch and on YouTube. Let's do it here. So, let's go ahead and get some polls ready here. Or maybe they don't want me to do polls. Let's find out. Let's see. Undertale or Lollipop Chainsaw Repop. Alright. And no points for this round because that would be cheating. Only one vote is placed for these titles. I'm not gonna allow for any hard bargains here. We're gonna go for 2 minutes. Poll is now officially live on Twitch. I'm gonna go ahead and do a poll right now, if I can here, for our good old fashioned. Now let's see here. Here we go. So we got Undertale versus Lollipop Chainsaw Repop. All right, and then we'll put in the answers here. Undertale, Lollipop Chainsaw Repop. Let's do it. All right, everyone. We got ourselves our polls on both platforms. Vote cautiously. Make sure your vote counts in this regard. And if we don't get enough votes, we'll go with phase number 2. Make sure you cast your vote wisely in this regard. Because if you don't happen to do so and pick the wrong game you want me to play during my birthday donathon, that's on you. Now then, how we doing so far? Seems we only got one vote. That's a few more people being left out. Aren't you feeling a little bit anxious about what games you want to be played during my donathon? This is your one and only chance because there's not much time left. Get your votes in before it's too late. And make sure you make the right choice or else you will regret it later. Let that show called democracy work its magic. How much time do we have left? Not much, I see. Well, let's find out what we got as our winner here. I see. It looks like Undertale won by 100% with only 2 people though. Let's go ahead and check out on our other side. Not a single vote over the YouTube side. Maybe they're being a bit too shy. Are you feeling shy, fellas? Is there even anyone watching on YouTube at this time? I bet people more prefer to have it on Twitch for some reason. But it's good to multi-stream in case people have the preference of YouTube. I'm gonna give it 1 more minute for this poll, and no one's taking any credit. Then we'll go on to the final phase of this lovely engagement. Until the meantime, let's see here. Oh, Undertale for sure. Undertale for sure for Cat Lady. That was the top of her list. Oh, I see. No crap. There was no other votes for the Lollipop Chainsaw in this regard. And I feel like if I look at the numbers, actually, let me do that right now. If I look at the numbers for the tally ups that I collected off to the side, I feel like it's going to be the exact same thing. Well then. So I was asking around for the people that also voted for the silly Smackdown Final Fannies. And looking at the numbers here, 5 people in particular listed Undertale as their favorite selection out of the 4, with no one saying that it was Lollipop Chainsaw. Isn't that just a little bit iffy? Well then, you have made your vote count. You have your 2 games in this regard. Undertale and Yakuza will be joining my funny game donathon in the end. So, are you happy with your choices? Are you surprised that it went out this way? Who knew that one of the most highly cherished indie titles in the last 10 years would be all the rage of this case? But, with that said, you got one of them down. With that said, let's go on to the next thing you had on your list. What was it again? Oh yes, stop occult activity within the stream. Well, I can definitely do that. Alright, time for us to get into the game. Gonna go ahead and punch yourself over, get rid of this noir music. More than likely gonna be a shorter stream, but I'll see if I can take care of the job. What we have here is Elder Sign Omens. This is a side game from the same people, or the same publishing company, as some of the other Arkham-related games. Also flashing warning here, because it seems to be flashing a bright light. So, if you're susceptible to flashing imagery or have a history, epilepsy, or seizures, this probably isn't the game for you. Does have a little neat fog effect though. But, if you're familiar with the kind of games that I can't even talk properly, that Fantasy Flight Games have produced so far in the past, involving Lovecraftian horror. One game in particular was one I joined with Jay King. We barely made it out alive. Mansions of Madness during last Spooktober. They also published a few other games such as Arkham Horror, either the main board game or the card game, Eldritch Horror, Unfathomable, and perhaps even Eldritch. I already said Eldritch Horror, didn't I? Well, they have produced a lot of Lovecraftian-inspired board and card games. So this is the one that you wanted me to tackle, huh? Let's go to the options first and foremost. Alright. Pretty lackluster settings, if you ask me. So, new investigator? Really now? You're gonna call me out like this? Well, okay then. Do your worst. Now let's go ahead and go back. I said, let's go ahead and go back here to the main menu. Well then. I think I can get the job done all by myself. And if for any reason you are interested in purchasing this game for yourself, you can type in !game. If you happen to be on Twitch within the chat, it will bring up the Steam link for you to purchase the game. It's only $5.99 at this time. It was also on iPads and Android and iPhone devices from what I heard, but looking it up on Google Play since I own an Android phone, it's off the store now. Apparently only works with older Android devices. So therefore I can't play it on my phone. But apparently I can still play it here on Steam. So with that out of the way, I can say the same for the Apple Arcade. If it happens to be still available on there, and you prefer to play it on your phone, then maybe that will be your best bet. I can't guarantee if it's still on there though. Steam might be your only big option. So we gotta pick an ancient one, huh? Let's see here. What are our options? We got Yig. Looks like it's not much of an angry fella. Yig's servants are working to awaken him. Find enough elder signs before he is unleashed upon the world. Seems interesting enough. Tisathal Gulga. That's a mighty big ton for ya. Not sure about the structure of your teeth. They honestly look kinda flippity. Are those teeth strong enough to basically devour your foes, or you're just that confident that they're just gonna break on ya? Apparently, your difficulty is normal. Defeat this beast and its formless spawn before you succumb. Oh, entrance costs are doubled. So these are all based on difficulties, huh? Hastur. Why does that? Why does this creature's eyes look like an anal hole? I guess it is really cursed after all. The King in Yellow. Normal difficulty. The King in Yellow is hidden in the museum. Other world adventurers have extra doom penalty. Well, isn't that a little kick in the shins? Astothoth. Am I pronouncing it wrong? I don't care about pronunciations when it comes to abominations. They may be my cousins, but at the same time, they bark more than they bite. Hard difficulty, absolute destruction. Its immediate return is causing bizarre events at the museum. See him away before it devours the world. Isn't that something? There's no extra penalties here that is listed, despite it being a hard difficulty. Well, 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 isn't it the big cheese himself? Cthulhu. Very hard, apparently. Expert mode, I would presume. Horrors await in the depths of the sea. Face new monsters and adventures in this 2-stage campaign. So I see that's the reason why it's a very hard phase here. You think I'm crazy to go with this route? The Dark Pharaoh, the Avatar, Nyarlathotep. You think I know the Egyptian language? I'm a dumb as bricks fella, but when it comes to private investigations, I'm your #1 blob. Apparently, you're also very hard. Great Discovery has called you to Egypt. Gather all new allies. 3-part campaign, huh? Ah, there's another one hidden. Oh, insane. I see now. So you're saying that this Alaskan beast is much more impressive in scope and size than the ultimate being of abominations. Well, so what kind of difficulty did you want me to try and tackle here? Yig? I mean, if you really want me to tackle a scaly to death, I suppose I'm your blob. A lot of people always come up to me and think that I am the blob of the job when it comes to scaly-ass fellows. Fine then. So, let's look ahead and see what kind of investigator that I want to be. So this is our mental fortitude, and this is our physical fortitude. Sister Mary, guardian angel. Mary ignores locked glyphs, which are relocked at the end of her turn, and is immune from the nightly mythos effect. She starts off with a gun, a dagger, and a book. Harvey Walters. Looks like you have about the same stats. Once per glyph conjure, Harvey may change a glyph showing a terror to a lore. This actually might be very good. You just start off with a book and a dagger. So this toots basically beats you to the punch when it comes to starting items. This one's a little bit more balanced out. Gloria, 6 and 4. When attempting an otherworld adventure, Gloria receives the yellow and red glyphs for free. Okay, you start off with a gun and a book as well. Hold on there. This woman is packing heat. It almost looks like you chubby chaser bastard. Before conjuring glyphs, Jenny may discard a common item, spell, or clue to gain the red and yellow glyphs. Intriguing. Joe Diamond. Why does this fella look like me but slimmer? After using a clue token, Joe may conjure glyphs a second time for free. Why in the blobby hell are you starting off with a footprint? Is that supposed to be an investigative item? You just carry around someone else's footprint to showcase how much of a master at detective work you happen to be? Well, I'm not impressed. Dexter Drake. Oh, great. We got a magician on our hands. Even stats here, huh? Whenever Dexter gains 1 or more spells, he receives 1 extra spell. Of course, he's a prodigy, the charming bastard. So you get 2 books, huh? And a dagger. Carolyn Fern, a psychologist. How about you give me a session, doctor? I feel like I have the runs. Once per day, Carolyn may restore 1 sanity to 1 investigator of her choice, including herself. I suppose that could be useful in a 2-player campaign or even a 1-player one. Well, looks like we got ourselves a photographer. Daryl Simmons. Once per glyph conjure, Darren may add 1 to the result of investigation glyph, up to glyph color max. No books for you. Guess you're not the book smart type. Oh, great. We got a playboy and a dealer. Whenever Bob gains 1 or more common items, he receives 1 extra common item, because he apparently wants all the common items in the world. You really think you need 2 guns there, Bob? I don't think so. Amanda Sharp. Looks like you're some sort of professor. Amanda may complete any number of attacks on her turn. Well, isn't that just lovely? We got a physician. He looks a bit more petrified than I gave him credit for. Vincent Lee. Once per day, Vincent may restore 1 stamina to 1 investigator of his choice. Ah, I see. So the heart variant. So the psychologist here can restore 1 sanity point right here, but we got our physician who can restore 1 of the physical traits. I suppose depending on which I pick, 1 may be more beneficial than the other. A researcher. 1 per day. Mandy may conjure 2 glyphs again before determining if she was able to complete a task. What is with people and picking the footprint? I feel like these people are crazy to just pick up footprints here. Now let's see. God damn, there's a lot of characters to pick in there. Oh, look at that, a scientist of some kind. Monsters cannot appear during Kate's turn. In addition, she is immune to all terror effects. Gah! Just hearing that makes me want to cough all over somebody. And it seems like a big flex to have in this territory. Why? Because you look through things through a microscope? Ha! Wish I had your luck. Oh, is that a grave digger I see there? Ashcan Pete. Your parents named you that, or is that a nickname you gave to yourself? Whenever Pete gains a common, unique, or spell item, he may instead receive a clue, common, unique, or spell item. That is a mouthful of advantages. Michael McGlenn. Once per glyph conjure, Michael may change the glyph showing a terror to a peril. You're not very good in the sanity meter, though. You got a lot of stamina, but your good old sanity is a lot to be desired. Monetary Jack, an archaeologist. Huh. You don't look like an Indiana Jones type of fella to me. Whenever Monetary gains 1 or more unique items, he receives an extra 1. Greedy bastard. Oh, look, we got ourselves a singer. Once per glyph conjure, Marie may spend 4 trophies to change the glyph into any result. Oh, she's secretly a witch, huh? Mark Harrigan. Which one would it be? Mark may complete order tasks in any order. Well, doesn't that just make you special? Jack of all trades, Wilson Richards. Wilson may turn the yellow glyph into a result of his choice. And he starts off with 2 guns and even stats. This might be a lucky break. Oh, a former cultist member. Isn't that just sublime? Diana Stanley. Diana gains a clue token each time she defeats a monster. Can you defeat a monster with a single dagger, though? That's a lot to be desired. Jacqueline Fine. Once per day, Jacqueline may spend a clue to change the mythos effect. That could prove to be useful depending on what the mythos happens to be. Jim Culver. I had Culvers once. Just yesterday, got myself a Culver's Butter Burger Deluxe with bacon. Got myself some cheese curds, and I managed to get a free medium concrete mixer. A mixture of salted caramel and cookie dough. It was delicious. But honestly, I don't see myself eating that stuff every single day because that would drive me mad. Plus, it's more expensive than you think. So, Jim may focus or assist even after completing a task. I see. Lola Hayes. Once per turn, Lola may spend 2 trophies to refresh 1 green glyph that was used or discarded. She looks like she got everything put together, even though her sanity says otherwise. It's way too high for my liking. Tony Morgan. Oh great, we got another Tony on our hands. Tony receives 1 extra trophy when it defeats a monster. At least this time you got the gun work to really strut himself instead of just a single dagger. Oh, it looks like we got some characters that are locked behind a completion wall, it seems. Charlie Kane. If Charlie succeeds at an adventure with another investigator, he gains 2 trophies. Do I pick 2 investigators? Or do I just pick 1? That seems a little bit commonplace to pick 2 in this game, wouldn't it? Let's see. Daisy Walker. When Daisy uses a spell, she recovers all lost sanity. So we gotta give her a lot of spells then, is that what you're saying? This could come in clutch for a lot of situations. Rex Murphy. If Rex succeeds at an adventure with another investigator, he gains a clue. Okay. Lily Chen. Once per day, Lily may switch her sanity and stamina values. Isn't she supposed to be the martial artist in the adventures? Something tells me she is. I feel like I recognize all these people. So I think in this instant, I'm gonna go with... Which one am I gonna go with here? Let's go with Wilson Richards. Let's pack in some heat. Oh, we can be multiple people, eh? Well then. So, let's go ahead and get Diana Stanley. And maybe a few more people to add into the list. Let's see here. Fine, we'll add in Tony Morgan. But we also need someone with the smarts here too. So maybe we need a psychologist on our hands. Alright, let's do it. Let's proceed to the museum and get this all over with.
Something terrible.
I don't care about your little prolific story. All I care about is getting all the facts in. Let's do this. Yig's serpentine minions are attempting to awaken him. You must seal away this father of serpents before his wrath is unleashed upon the world. Collect 10 elder signs before the doom tract is filled. Well then, you got yourself a deal. So, we have to investigate these areas around us, the one with the question marks I see. So Wilson must be the first person to go. Let's go over this way then. If no tasks were completed and the tarot glyph was conjured, the tarot effect will occur. Alright, let's see here. Late night break-in. I see. What do we got here? I see, I just rolled the dice in my favor. So, let's go ahead and... Actually, let me see here. Wells of knowledge adorning every shelf, window sill, and bookcase. And what about the other one? Oh, I see. What about this? The markings were almost unrecognizable, worn and faded over many years. Now let's double check to make sure we know exactly what we're getting ourselves into. I see. Don't have any of those items yet. So, let's go ahead and decide what we need to do here. I recognize this music. This is the same music they use for Mansions of Madness. So it doesn't fall too far from the tree since it's the same series. Cuddlymuffintop hat, I see. Well, gentlemen Eldritch, greetings and salutations to you. Hope you're doing well and welcome to the godforsaken stream, I suppose. Let's do this. Now, do I have enough for this? Only one task may be completed per conjure. Use the book to conjure new glyphs. Well, alright then. Looks like we got exactly what we needed. So, we got ourselves a footprint, and that. Good job, fellas. Alright, Diana, you know what to do. Can't believe I put myself with these lowlifes here. Let me look in my bag here. So these are all your special items, huh? Okay, let's go back. We'll look back on your stuff later. I guess we can go to another haunted place. What do we got over here? Unnatural habitat. I see. Looks like we need ourselves a skull, and 3 clues in order to best this out. Well, we got the 3 clues. But we can't use that, huh? Guess we can't really do much else, can we? I sought answers, but only found that I was asking the wrong questions. If you are unable or unwilling to complete a glyph, grab a glyph to use it and continue. Well, that loses one of my sanity then. Not exactly a good sign. Well then. You got lucky. Well, isn't this lovely then? Guess we're gonna have to go with this again. Our sanity is kind of going low now. We're not in the right frame of mind for this case. We have been rolling so many bad rolls here. So let's see. So let's see. We want to go with anything special here? Not exactly, are we? We are not rolling anything dandy in this case. How do we retreat from this situation? Oh. Alright. So, let's do this. Oh, guess you don't want me to do that, do ya? Alright. Let me look at my bag of tricks here. Spell lock. What other things we got? So it's basically a lot of spell locks in our possession, huh? Yep. What is this? Oh, I can't use that item. Alright. Can't really use any of these, can we? Seems like we're screwed here. There's nothing else to really gain from this. How do we get out of this little pickle? You're not doing so good with your sanity here, Diana. How are you gonna get yourself out of here? If no tasks were completed, investigators that eventually may lock a glyph resource for later use. Okay. Yes, it does. That is correct. Well, I should have just got myself out of this little conundrum. Well, isn't that just great? Well. Let me look at this a little bit more. This is not going well in my favor. How do I get myself out of this situation? How do I use up these items? I guess we don't really have much of an answer. We're not really in a good spot right now here. So, how do we get out of here? You're risking a bit too much in this circumstance. You don't want to jam anything up. I see. Well then. I thought that by clicking on here it seems to get me in the right spot, but doesn't look like we're having anything in our favor. Well, we failed. Alright, Tony. You know what to do. Alright, let's check over these areas then. The archives. What do we got in here? We need a scroll and a Death Haven mask or skull of any kind. Scroll and 3 clues. Okay, we can do this one for sure. That's 1 down. Alright. Let's see here. And that doesn't exactly load us in our favor. Nope. Nothing there. Well, that's not grand. Well, that's just lovely. Great job. Carolyn Fern, you got that special ability, right? Let me see if we can use it. There you go. Now you don't have to worry about your sanity going down that easily. There. Let's go over here and investigate. The storage closet. Now let's see what we got. Okay, we can solve this conundrum. And then we can solve this. Oh, only 1 per time, huh? Being a little picky here. Now we'll solve that one for sure. Yeah, we're not finding the right ones for our little keepsake. Fine then. Let's go. No scrolls there, huh? Keep rolling. Well, we found one of them, but not the one that we needed. We can't complete that one. Oh, we gotta get rid of one anyways. Well, we doomed us all in that case. You came close, though. We are not doing well. And looks like we got a cultist out there. Wilson, you know what to do. What do we got? A midnight, doom, and a monster. A monster approaches. Alright, buddy. I think you may be the best one to take care of this situation. Let's do it. Unnatural habitat. Alright, let's get rolling. Really? You call this a role that I was wanting for? Now what's this? Drop the glyphs you wish to replace. None of these are gonna be working for us, I see. Alright. Guess we're gonna have to go with this one. Don't fret. We don't have ourselves a Oh, looks like that one basically got everything worked up. One at a time, huh? Well, that stinks. We needed another skull one for that venture. We don't have any. Alright, let's see if we got anything going on with this. Nope. That seems to not have been the trick. Well, isn't this lovely? Looks like we won't be able to get this one done then. We can do this, but we don't have enough of the rest. We are not doing well at this moment. So we failed a bit. Not exactly the greatest outcome, is there? At least we took care of that monster. Alright, let's go back over here and see if we can find any better luck. Oh, we can stay away from the windows, alright. 8 clues you want, huh? Well, that didn't really go up in my favor. But this did. There we go. Now we just need 2 skulls. We are not going well here, it looks like. Nope. This is not looking good for us. Not looking good for us at all. We are just not doing willy-nilly at this point. Alright, let's go to an administrative office to see if I can look up anything. Give us some good rolls here. 3, 6, and a skull. Now let's take care of the skull one first. Oh, I see. We have to do them in order. 1, 2, 3. And we don't have enough of that one yet. But now we do. Alright, all we need is a single skull. God damn it. There we go. Tony's coming in clutch. We did it. Alright. We did it. We got one of the items at least. Now let's see. Who needs the... You definitely need more sanity than anyone else here. So now, where do we go? Do we go back to Medusa exhibit... or a secret gathering? Let's maybe go to over here for right now. Let's see what we can muster. We need 6 clues and 2 scrolls. Well, this is not looking up to be in our favor. I think we can tarnish that a little bit. We can manage. Well, this isn't exactly in our favor either. Why are we rolling such bad dice? Why are we rolling like this? This isn't exactly in our favor here, is it? And that's not gonna cut it either. We really are struggling here, aren't we? Wow, we got only one. We are not doing good, team. Not doing good at all. We seem to be really scraping by here. We got another doom effect here, huh? Beer up, Pink. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to this funny, slappy old raid here. Cuddlymuffintop speaking, half human, half blob. Detective, private eye, whatever you like to call it. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to the stream. Currently playing Elder Sign Omens, an Eldritch board game abomination that you basically are screwed from the very beginning. If we got 4 investigators alongside me trying to solve the case of this lovely cult that wants to summon a Eldritch abomination into the masses. Mira, hope you're doing well. Thank you for raiding me with 61 viewers. I see a lot of lovely individuals. We got No YK. We got Rad Sheba. We got Hawkins. We got Ice Phoenix King. We got Black Knight 963. And we got a follow from No. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly, but let it be known that I am bad with pronunciations. So if you need me to correct myself, show me a good pronunciation list, and hopefully I will do the trick. Treeface, hello. Let me give you a shout out over here in my lovely neck of the Twitch woods. What were you playing? Were you playing that new Sims game that everyone's basically having the RTX mode on? I don't know if you ever seen me talking like this before. For those of you who are not familiar, Mira, Pink, and I go way back. Almost 5 years exactly, even longer than that in some regards. We have collaborated on such games such as Fortnite, It Takes Two, and other shenanigans. Will you see another collaboration from us? Maybe in the near future, you never know. But in the meantime, Mira, if you need to give yourself some good old rest, relaxation after your stream, go right ahead. If you even need to get high, go right ahead. If you need to drink the dumb bitch juice, go right ahead. If you need to basically go all scot-free, streaking across the field and flapping your wings until you can fly to the greatest extent of the world, well, go right ahead. In the meantime, if you like what I'm doing, feel free to follow. It does help me quite a bit in the long strand of things. As you're wondering why I'm talking like this, well, I'm a private eye, noir style. I gotta talk like a drunken habit if I want to succeed in this. So, wish me luck in this game as I basically try to thwart these cult members from summoning that lovely god. Where do I want to go next, huh? Probably need to go stay away from the windows. Look at that Stegosaurus. Isn't that just lovely? Looks like we're not fitting any luck. We were almost there with this dice. We just needed one more clue in order to get this one taken care of. That's not exactly within our favor. So let's go ahead and get one of these out of the way. Alright, let's see. Still not liking these odds. If I do this one, that means it kicks a hit to my sanity, and my sanity is already low for this fella. Guess we have no choice. Okay. Still not liking these odds. Why am I screwing up like this? My God, why are you still doing this to me? This is absolute arson. This is absolute madness. I didn't complete a single task there. Well, then you are helpless. You are absolutely helpless in this case. I can't believe I even hired you in this regard. Let's see if our former cult member is able to assist us in this endeavor. Let's look in the storage closet. Ooh, we got something nice and spooky within those reins. Okay, we need a single skull right there. We got it. Get you out of the picture. Now flip it again. Well, we don't have enough. Well, let's go ahead and get rid of that. Here we go. 3. We just need 2 more scrolls and we would have done it. God damn it. Come on. You were so close. So blobby close. As you see, it's not looking good for our lovely team of individuals. Well then, Tony, it looks like it all falls on you again. Let's see where we need to go. I guess we can go to the archives. Tony, you better pull through here. So we got... Ooh, what are you ugly bastard? Let's see. Alright, what do we got? Uh-huh. We can do this. There we go. We got that taken care of. We can do this now. Get that out of the way. Well, looks like we basically screwed everyone. Well, we tried. We tried. We are devoured. Okay. Note to self. Do not basically... Negative 440. Lot of deadbeats in this one, I guess. Looks like that was the worst set of circumstances I've ever seen in my entire life. Looks like we need to get ourselves a better case of circumstances here. Better case of people. And that was easy mode. Looks like I'm a bit too rusty for this line of work. Let's try this again. So, let's maybe go with Sister Mary. We need someone who is in the Dexter Drake to bring in that magical prowess. Now let's go with another one who might be helpful in the psychological end of things. Let's see who we got. Michael. That's a good name. And then who do we want here? Kate Winthrop. There we go. I think we got ourselves a good team here. Let's do this.
Something terrible has begun to awaken within our museum.
You don't say.
Something unsatisfied by mere exhibition or human study.
Oh, you don't say.
With ancient evil and terrible purpose.
I have a purpose in life.
That must, at all cost, be prevented access to our world.
Nice, the nice, good old voice quality of your voice there, buddy.
For what I am about to do. From my studies, I am convinced such dangers are not new to the human experience.
What else is there? Why do you have riding on your good old fingers there?
I attribute to our forebears' success in resisting the tormented realities beyond our own.
Well, isn't that just lovely? Tentacles are normally not a good thing to look up to, unless you're into that sort of kink. I bet those tentacles do a nice, good old hand job, or tentacle job in this case. Who farted within my... Oh, we got a red mage Kazu basically farting within here. I see what you got. Alright then, let's do that again. Greetings and salutations. Hope you do well. You notice the glitches that are basically happening? That's a good sign of confidence. So, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, sister. Oh, that's a good point to start off with. Let's go ahead and roll the dice. Well, that's not a good sign for things. Okie dokie. Now let's get rid of one of the skulls. Here's one of these. We can take it. We can take that. Cannot take that, though. Alright. We got that, at least. Well, hot damn, we didn't do it. We failed on that one, fellas. We were so close. So blobby close. Alright, let's see here. Do we want to go there? Maybe we can go where night falls in this case. Oh, well, isn't that just a lovely sight? Well, look at that. Got it. Looks like we don't have the right ones for this, though. Let's go for one of these. Dang it. This gotta do it, though. We have lost it. Alright. We are not doing good here. Not doing good at all. That was a heavy hit on our hands. I'm not liking these odds. Now let's see how far we are able to go here. Let's go to the hidden threat. Of course, it's the snake reptilian people. What else is new in these cases? Alright. There's one of them down. There's another one. Let's see if we got a... Look at that. We got the clues. We got it all settled. Look at that. We got some items. We got a few of these. And we got what looks to be an elder sign. We got our first success. Good work, buddy. Alright. Now, sure. If I remember correctly, you are not susceptible to the terrors around you. Now let's look at those items you got there, buddy. Use to gain 1 stamina. So we got ourselves a nice delicacy on the line of duty. Isn't that just lovely? Use before conjuring to add a yellow glyph. Use before conjuring to add a red glyph. Use before conjuring to add a yellow glyph. Well, we'll see what we can do with those items then. But for now, let's go for a terror one. Alright, here we go. We don't have the skulls yet. Get that out of the way. We came so close on that one. Well, we can do this, but it's not going to affect it that way. Alright. We did it, folks! Perfection. We got another success on our hands. 2 competent people in this line of work. Alright, let's see what kind of horrors await us. No mythos effects, huh? Isn't that just pleasant? Alright, what's your special ability? Mary ignores locked glyphs. Glyphs are relocked in the end of a turn. Is immune from the nightly mythos effect. Well, I guess that holiness, your religious things, goes a long way. Use before conjuring to fully restore your... Now that's a very nifty feature if I do say so myself. Use against after conjuring to lock a glyph. That might actually come in handy too. Alright. I guess we'll go right up here in the hidden passage. Let's see what kind of things we can find around here. Alright. Let's see. Alright, we can get this done. And now, next one. Ooh, yes, we can do this one too. There we go. All we need is a scroll and we got it. That's not really looking good, is it? Alright, let's see here. Can't use that, can't use that. We can't use any of these items. We are not looking well. We came this close. All we needed was a single scroll and we failed it. Well, he's dead now. Guess we can't use those items at all anymore. We got one dead person. Your faith has failed you, Toots. All right. I guess we'll go. Where do we go here? Let's see if we hear this on the other side. Ah, there we go. That's a tasteful face if I ever do see one. All right, we can do this. This is based off of the real board game card game called Elder Sign. It's a long line of games published by Fantasy Flight Games, which all involve Lovecraftian horror. Other titles that were published by Fantasy Flight that kind of correlates to this are like Arkham Horror, the original board game, and the card game Eldritch Horror. We also have, I believe, Unfathomable. I could be wrong with that one. And a game that I played last year during my Spooktober event called Mansions of Madness, which I think is a better game than Betrayal at House on the Hill, but who am I kidding? Now let's see here. Let's see. We don't want to lock anything. We don't want to lock that either. We can't use that yet. So, gonna go ahead and get. Let's see. And this doesn't give us a lot of perspective. Okay. Alright, we're gonna lock this in. Can we lock it in? Can we lock in this glyph before anything else? Oh, but I think I know how I can do this. Now, how do we go about this glyph? Can we just utilize? We can't utilize. Wait a minute. Can I highlight it? How do we go about these glyphs? What if I did want to keep the result from this? That seems a little bit. How am I supposed to keep this glyph on the result to keep it that way? I feel like we are definitely rounding up some circles here. Well, that's no good. Well, we failed that one. Oh, I see. Well, that goes one point of my sanity. I guess we may want to put it in there then, in that case. Alright, Michael, you are basically the biggest force that we have in our possession. Let's maybe go over here and try out where the sister failed. Alright. Do we have any items that I can use? Yeah, let's go with that. And we'll go with that as well. Let's do this. Okay, we got the 3. Actually, let's use these up. There we go. Alright, we got this and this. Good work. All we need is a scroll and we're good. Look at that. We did it. That's 2 Elder Signs right there, if I say so myself. We are making some good progress with Michael here. Michael, it seems to be the one true winner. I guess Kate kind of works her butt off too. Alright, let's go to the Medusa exhibition. She's not easily petrified like these poor suckers. Alright, let's see what we got. Well, that's not a good way to start off things. We don't need any of these yet. But we can heal someone. Let's go ahead and heal you first. There we go. Alright. So let's get rid of one of these. There we go. The one item that normally comes around this time of year and it's not peering in front of us. We don't need any of these. You would think that we would have one of these pop up in order to get... And we can only do them in order, and that makes it even more worse. Well, things are not looking grand. Oh, now you basically decide to come this way. Isn't that just lovely? Well, well, well. You're giving me a lot of no-go-for-nothing faith in this time. And now we only have 3 of us left. Oh. Doom and 1 monster then, huh? And this time, don't bring about the doom this time. Let's go ahead and face off against one of those suckers. This time, don't try to make them count down. Let's see what we got. Let's see here. We can do this, this, and this. So we got that taken care of. Guess we can take you out of the picture. And now let's see here. Alright. Well, isn't that just lovely? And now he's dead. Isn't that just lovely? That magician couldn't really cut it off for slack in these dire straits. Well, at least that monster is taken care of. Alright, Michael, where do we go from here? Blood on the floor, maybe? You've been rolling some good numbers, so let's see if it comes to pass here. Rolling. What do we got? Drop a Oh, I see. Drop a terroglyph converted into apparel. Well, we can definitely do that, actually. There we go. Don't have to worry about all that hullabaloo yet. Alright, that's good. We don't have enough of those yet. Do we have anything in my bag? No. This might not be in our favor. Guess we'll get rid of the clues for right now. Okay, there's that. Look at that, we have succeeded once again! Isn't that just lovely? I think Michael is the real champion in this entire endeavor. We're almost at the right amount of elder signs in this case. We're doing a lot better than the old Doom mechanic here. It's just the 2 of them now. Let me go over here to the writing on the wall. We're not going to be affected by terror that easily. That doesn't look like a mighty fine wall at all. Now let's see here. We can't use that item yet. And what doesn't really showcase what it does. Well, we could use that, and this, and maybe part of that, but that's not gonna do it, is it? Well, luckily for me, I'm immune to the terror. You would think this would be easy, but no. We still need one of those. Alright, let's see how we work it. Again, we are just not cutting it. We can do all this, but we need those other items in order to make it complete. We are really drawing at straws here. This is not good for us. Not good at all. Great. More doom. Now we're about the same pace as us collecting all those elder signs. Well, well, looks like we don't have that good old mythos going yet. Alright, let's go over here and take care of this little nuisance. But we gotta be careful. Alright, let's get that out of the way. Can we risk it? Drop the glyphs you wish to replace. Not yet. We're already halfway there. I don't quite like it, but it could be a lot better. It could be a lot better. Alright, let's see what we got next. A monster, huh? Now we got 2 monsters in our midst. That's just lovely. Alright, let's see where we want to go now. The Serpent Sentry, huh? Guess we might have no choice but to go maybe... We don't want to really get against the enemies here. Okay, let's see how we do here. Alright, we got this to taken care of. Good work, good work. Do we have anything on our side? No, we do not. But we do have that. Dang it. Well, let's see here. Well, dang it. And dang it again. We almost had it. That is not looking good for our sanity. We are not cutting it close at all. Michael, it's up to you, baby. But be careful. The doom is climbing up. We're about halfway there. Alright, let's see here. We can do this. Get that out of the way. Alright, let's see here. We can do this. Drop this. This. Okay. Did that... Ooh, yes, we got something going on here. Good job, Michael. You are doing God's work. Okay. So. Let's see if we did the trick here. We did. Alright. We're only about halfway there, but we got a lot of that madness going about. It's not looking good. We can only go with so many of these creatures. Well, let's take a look at this one then. You become what you Very articulate. Alright, do we have any? No, we don't have any items. Alright. Well, this is not looking good in our favor, does it? We are rolling some really bad cards here in this fine occasion. Oh, we got one of them, but it's not enough. And we don't have any other items to basically utilize in this lovely engagement. I guess I could go over there and see what we could have. Nope. Oh, we screwed that up for sure. And she is dead. Well, we got another casualty that went insane. I guess it's all up to Michael now. Michael is the only hero that we got. Is the one that we deserve. Who knows at this point, but he hasn't lost a single sanity or physicality. All right, let's do it. Now, do we need the Terra ones? Alright, let's do this. Good work. Get that out of the picture. Let's see. So we need a scroll. We do have that. Okay, our sanity went down, so that's not pretty. Alright. Get you out of the way. We can only use it once per time. Alright, let's see here. Get rid of these Terra ones and convert them. That's not what I'm looking for, but is there anything else I can use? Lock a glyph to keep the result. That banana who's counting that banana cat? Get that banana cat out of here before it goes insane! Hey! Hey! You get the bloody hell out of here. You don't know what you're dealing with. Are you the one responsible for these abominations coming into fruition? Are you the occult leader? Get your ass over here! Where are you? Sick son of a bitch is probably the reason why this whole is turning all to shit. Where was I? Oh yeah, I'm screwed. We can't use up any of these items in the meantime. And we got some badges on the run here as well. Great. I'm loving the odds. Let's see. It says to lock a glyph to keep the result. But I think I know which one I want to keep. This one. Let's make sure this doesn't go away. Now that's unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Come on, give me a scroll. We lost another sanity. One more sanity drop and we're dead. That's not exactly in our favor. We only got 2 more doom and then the clock. No, isn't that just lovely? Very sassy. I'm not liking any of this. Not at all. Let's see here. All right. I can do this, this, and this here. All right, we got that taken care of. All right, let's get that out of the way. And see if these are in my favor. All right, there we go. Well then. That's not really looking good for us, is it? No Eldritch abomination on our hands. This isn't what we want, but I guess we have no choice but to take care of you. Well, this is just lovely. Really. Really. And there we go. We are dead. Michael, you were probably the most bravest one of us all. All of us are dead. At least I got a final score this time. It's in memory of you, baby. What's your name again? MC. There we go. Alright, we're gonna give this one more shot. We're gonna give this one more shot and see how we fare. If I can't beat the most easiest boss out of the bunch. Let's see. Harvey Walters. Let's add you to the mix. Let's get a merciless killer on our hands. Who do we want on our little bracket? Yeah, let's see. We already did Tony. This might come in handy. But now, let's see. Alright. Let's get you in the picture. Now we just need another physical force to round it all up. Let's do it. An old man's harem are the only forces we have in this lovely brigade. You can tell this game isn't the greatestly optimized with all of these. Maybe this is the reason why it basically didn't stay on the Android stores. Alright, Walter. Lights out. Let's see how we go about this case. Why does he look like blackface? That's kind of offensive, you ask me. Maybe it's just the shadows. Alright, what do we got? We can keep a lock. I know exactly which one I want to lock in place. Keep that scar in there so we don't lose it. Let's do this one. Alright, let's see. Let's get this out of the way so we can get it into a clue. Alright, alright. Things aren't looking good for us right now in this regard. Do we have any other items? No. But now we do. Let's see if this does the trick. There we go. Alright, all we need are some scrolls, baby. That is not looking good. Oh, look, we got one. Lovely. We got one of them, but that's not enough. And you're almost dead. Isn't that just lovely? You're almost dead, old man. But luckily, we got a healer on the team. Look at that. You're back into the world of the living, you old fart. Alright. Let's look at the hidden passage then. What do we got in our arsenal here? 3 clues. Death and 3 clues and a scroll. Well, we got the 3 clues right here. Oh, I clicked off the game. Let's see. Click off real quick. Okay, we don't have... Alright. Let's see here. We do need a scroll, though. So let's go ahead and... I say we go for one of these and one of these. Not exactly what I was hoping for. Well, that's not exactly grand for our little scheme either. This is not looking grand. Not looking grand at all. Well, we are not doing well in this slightest. Have I mentioned to you how hard this game can be? And now you're almost dead. Oh yeah, that's right. We can flip around her stats at any time. I'm gonna have her kick some ass. Good old Asian martial artist. Well, well. Let's see here. Go with this one. See what we got. We still don't have enough of the other ones, and we do have... Okay, we don't want to use that yet. Okay. Let's get rid of the scroll. Well, gonna have to use this. That's not exactly on our greatest sides. Alright. Let's go ahead and flip it around. Alright, let's get a yellow glyph on our shoulders here. See if we have any better luck. Why do I keep scrolling all these terrors? My word, we are failing quite a bit. We keep rolling terrors. Oh, we are just going to be so lovely, aren't we? We really screwed that up. Oh, look, we finally got that. But this is too late. We wasted an item to such a degree. We are basically being butchered and bathed with absolute shit. Alright. Let's try to go for the hidden threat. Jenny, you got the twin guns. Do something with them. We need a skull, and 4 clues. Well, we got a skull right here. That's a good set of circumstances. And we got the 4 clues right here. We're doing well. Let's go with the yellow one and see if we have good luck. Not quite. Keep going. There we go. Jenny Barnes has done it. We got 1 Elder sign and a few other items at our disposal. We got 1 competent woman in our league. And you're almost, well, not quite dead. You're getting there, though. So what do we got? Oh. 7 more Doom panels to go, it seems. Okay, where do we want to go this time? I guess we can maybe go with the writing on the wall. Or we go to the archives and see what we can do here. Alright, what do we got? Alright, can do one of these. There's one of them down. And now, let's bring this over here so we can get a scroll in our favor. Well, that's not good for us, is it? Luckily, we got a lot of sanity on our side. Alright. One of us definitely needs the healing. Oh, I guess we can't really do it right now, can we? Alright. Well, here's hoping that we have a lot of effort trying to get this all turned around. Maybe we'll try over here and see if we have any success. Alright, what do we got? Alright, we need 3 clues, 2 skulls, and 2 of those. We don't have any items in our favor, so this is gonna... Alright. Got this one taken care of. Good for us, good for us. We can't lock anything in place. Not yet. So let's get rid of this. And get rid of that. We are just not doing well at all. Alright. Well, dang it, we did not pass that at all. And look at that, you are dead. We got our first victim here. Lot of good you did, woman. Alright, Lily. Let's see if you have any better favors here. Alright. Let's switch these around then. Alright, let's see what we can muster up. Maybe try the hidden passage. Alright, let's do it. Alright, we can do this. Good work, good work. We don't have any items right now. Doesn't look like we're doing quite grand right now. Well, that's just lovely. Oh, we got a skull, but what's that? You wanted 3? Well, I only have enough room for 1. Charming. Well, that's just splendid. And look at that, we got another dead woman. This is not looking very grand in this case. Jenny Barnes, you're the only shining light in this entire investigation. Alright, let's see here. Well, let's go with this one, since that automatically gives me a yellow glyph anyways. Alright. Let's maybe go for the Medusa place. A lot of things not in my nature, but at least we got this. Don't worry, we can take the hit. Now let's see. Which one do we want to lock up? Alright. There's another scroll for us. We can take it. We can take it. Alright. What I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna lock up this 3. So that way we have that. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. We did it! You have done it once again, woman. You have done it once again. Harvey, you are considered an inconvenience at this point. It's always the women. Except for the other 2, which fell to their death. Really? You're gonna do the doom clock again and bring out another monster? Oh, great. They're already halfway there. That's just lovely. Let's see now. Can we get another Elder Sign here? Alright. Gonna put this right in here so we can get some lore. Put it right in there. Okay, not so good right now. Alright. Put that right in here. Can't really do much else. Come on. Now we got it. Hallelujah, Harvey, you did it. You got what you needed. All right. We are getting some good progress here. How is that again? All right. Jenny, are you up to the task of checking out that new area? I think you may be. Now let's see. I would definitely use up that item, I think. Let's do it. Let's get into this other dimension. Well, that looks kind of fucked up if I do say so myself. But now we got more in under our helms. Alright. There we go. Let's see. I'm gonna lock this in place so that way we don't lose it. Gonna get rid of this. We did it. Jenny, you bitch, you are doing wonders. We're still lagging behind, but maybe we can actually make this go through. Do you really want to go in there, Doctor? Maybe you do. Let's see if you're up to the task. And at the same time, it's probably better that we don't go through that way. Alright. If we defeat the monsters, more doom comes into fruition. Alright, let's see here. That one's completed. Good work, good work. Alright. Gonna put you in there and become this. Can put you in through the ropes. Not looking exactly the best. Alright. Not exactly in our favors, is it? Try this again. We came ever so close. So close. So blobby close to actually solving this one. Why is this one so hard? Dang it! Now we only have 3 more until the beast awakens. Alright, woman. You might want to go maybe to the hidden passage and see what we can do here. You haven't had a single failure yet. Alright, let's see. Let's maybe use up this. There we go. And we clicked off the screen. That's always lovely. Okay. Get back. Alright, we got that one. Let's keep it at it. We don't have enough clues, and we can't lock anything in place, so we do want to keep a scroll. Let's lose one of the skulls. Alright, we did it. Good work, good work. We got some good dice rolls. Okay, maybe not so grand dice rolls. Oh, finally, we did it. 2 elder signs this time around, baby. Okay, we're halfway there. Who is that scantily clad woman that is waiting my gaze? Well, let's find out what kind of madness we got on our hands. Well, this isn't good for us. Delightful. We got 5 monsters on our reach. Nothing seems to be going our way. Guess we have no choice but to go around here. We don't have any items. Alright. Let's go ahead and put things up so we can bring this into a scroll. I'm gonna leave one of those behind. We are definitely not having any luck with finding the ones that we need for this instant. You think you can take pity on us? This old man is just about to die. Are you not concerned for that at all? We have just not been getting any good rolls as of late. You're gonna die, aren't you? Yes, you are. And we only have... The man farted so loudly he basically died. He probably shat himself as well on his death. Jenny, you're the only one that we can basically get this out of the way. Alright, let's see if we can... This is not looking good in our favors, is it? Alright, let's see. Use to open an additional otherworld adventure. Do I want to do that yet, though? No, it doesn't look like I want to. Let's see. You shot it, goat. You're not helping with the conversation. Alright, let's see. Let's get another glyph in here that might add to our odds. Almost added to our odds, at least. We cannot do that, though. Not in the slightest. Alright. Now we're gonna be screwed, aren't we? What's this now? Mild select. You don't really get those that often, but at the worst time, we don't have anything to use it with. We are basically screwed here. We are basically screwed. Well, that's not gonna help us. At least that's the only one out of the way. Alright. Jenny, you're still holding on to dear life. I think we can take care of this foe over here so it doesn't overrun the entire place. Okay, let's see what we can muster. Alright, we can do this and this. Good work. None of these are to our expertise. We can do this. Get you out of the way. And now... not looking good. Not looking good at all, but at least we got another beast out of the way. Well, we are not doing so grand. Alright. Do we have an item that I can use? You know what? I'm gonna use it for that, and hopefully, I don't screw myself over for that. Let's try this expedition. Damn it, put some clothes on, woman. Okay, we got that one. Good work, good work. And now we got that. That's all taken care of. We have done it. Woman, you're doing a world of wonder here today. Good work, good work. But we only got a limited amount of time left. Is it midnight? Are we screwed? Ah, we just got a monster. We still have some things going on here. Oh, we got 2 monsters. That's just blobby great. That's just blobby solid if you ask me. At least it wasn't another Doom or else the game would be over. Okay, let's see what we can muster here. Yes, we can use that. Alright. Let's get this out of the way. Alright, let's see here. Get this out of the way then, too. And voila! We did it! We just need 3 more of the Elder Signs and we will be on the fast track to winning this battle. Jenny all on her lonesome. Alright, Jenny. It's getting in clutch. But I think you might be able to win this if you just keep succeeding. Okay, can do that. Good work. Okay, we can do this and this. We just need another scroll and that should do it. Come on, just another scroll. We came so close. So blobby close. Okay, we're still in it though. But barely. Our sanity is going haywire. We need to focus. Focus, Jenny! You're our only hope in this shenanigans. Let's see here. We don't want to face off against these. Cuddly, what have you done? If we face off against that monster, we automatically... Well, we might be in luck. It looks like we only lose 2 health. Alright. Well, looks like we're not looking... Cuddly, what have you done? Didn't you know that would lead to that sort of effect? You just wanted that to be over, didn't you? But look at that. I got our highest score out of all of them. But you know what? I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet by a huge margin. We have got to win this. Alright, who haven't we used yet? Gloria Goldberg, get in there. Joe Diamond, get in there. Let's see here. Amanda Sharp, get your ass in here. Vincent Lee? Looks like we might need something else. Well, you know what? Let's bring them back. We need a tough guy act in here. So maybe we go with you. Especially if you can tackle any task in any order. That might come in handy. Definitely if we don't... I swear the interface for this game is so very buggy and cursed. Alright, what do we got here? Let's get that all taken care of. That might lead us to some good vibes here. Alright, let's see what we get. Well, this isn't a good place to start off. Alright. I'm gonna get rid of one of these. So this can be a wild card, but I'll go with this first. There we go. Well, I kind of wish that I kept that. Not looking good in our favors at this moment. Not looking good at all. Are you blobby kidding me? Are you blobby kidding me? Well, that's what we get for opening up another dimension to try and help us out. Great. Alright. Go on the blood on the floor and don't swim in it. Alright, let's see if we have any better work here. Let's go ahead and use this up just in case. Alright. But do the 2 clues right here. Alright. Do these ones right here. There we go. Very good. And there we go. That's what we're talking about, Joe Diamond. We are in the lead. The Doom Clock has nothing on us right now. Alright, Mark Harrigan. You can do any task in any order, so that may be to our benefit. Alright, let's try this out. We have been drugged. That's great. Let's try it. Well, we can do this first. And now let's see. Let's go ahead and get a yellow glyph in there just in case. Alright, we did it. At least we have the health to basically, and we get some good food in the progress. We are doing good, fellas. Alright. Alright, Vincent. I think you got that healing touch. Give me that health that I desperately need. There we go. Good work. Now then, let's go over to the Gray's Ridings. What do we have here? We could use this item here. Get that revolver into place. Alright. There we go. That's the first one. Get this out of the way. Get this out of the way. Oh, we are so looking good, everyone. This is stellar. Alright, everyone has well, not you. But the lads seem to have completed everything in their path. We are still in the lead with the Elder Sign. So that is not a huge detriment. Well, let's see here. Where do we want to go in this case? Let's try this again. Maybe you'll have better luck here. Now let's see what we got on our disposal. Alright. Flip those switches around. Alright, we got one of them down. Good job so far. Well, that's not a good sign so far. And that's not a good sign either. But we can use this. Wait a minute. Aha. There we go. Wild card, baby. We have done it. We are almost close to halfway there with our Elder Signs. Why is this round so much easier than the other ones? Did I just actually pick the most badass team around? I guess the other ones were mere chumps at this point. Okay. Let's see here. We can put this into play. Alright, we can get that out of the way. Good job, good job. Alright, let's see. We're gonna get rid of this. And wait, go back. Okay. So, we do not need the clues. So let's bring these into the picture. And see what we come up with. Ah, see? We can do double the attention. And which ones do we need? Ah, okay. So let's get these out of the way again. These ones here. There we go. Magic. Spellbinding. That is not exactly what we were hoping for. Alright. Let's get these in here and hope for the best. Still not doing a lot of good here. We need those scrolls. Still not looking great. We did it, lads! That's what we're talking about. We're now halfway there. Alright, Mark. Investigate that new area. See what we can find in this case. You might want to heal up a little bit. You deserve it. Alright. Let's go to here and see what we can find. Something in the basement, huh? Let's see if we find anything that may be worth our while. First off, nice. Good job there. Let's go ahead and add a red one here for a little extra luck. There we go. Got that taken care of. And look at that. We are sailing! We are sailing! We might not have gotten an Elder Sign, but we got some more important items. Alright, Vincent. I think you need to just give one of us a nice... Definitely have to go with you then. Now everyone is at full physical health. Alright, try this out, Vincent. See what... Aren't you an ugly bastard? I think you may be better off with the mask. Alright. Let's see here. So we can do this. And this. And then let's save one of the scrolls. There we go. Keep that in place. There we go. We did it! We are living good right now. Tonight we are more than halfway through in stopping the summoning. All right. Let's see how it goes. No Mythos effect. No monsters, no doom, no nothing. But we all can only go by these. Let's see. I guess we can go with this one first. Alright. We haven't had a lot of failures here, so let's hope that's the case. Alright, let's use one of these in the meantime. Alright, let's see here. Well, we can use these. Good job, Cuddly. Good job. We don't have anything that we want to preserve yet. But we do want to preserve that scroll. Get that in there so we don't lose it. Alright. Well, isn't that just lovely? But it's all for goodness. There we go. We have done it. We have done it. We are doing a world of good. We only need 3 more Elder Signs and we will be lovely. Alright, Joe. Are you going good with the Plateau of Len? Let's go for it. You have done a world of wonders throughout this entire point. Let's bring it on home. We don't have any items right now. But we can do this and this. So good work on that. This is not looking good for us right now. Still not looking good, unfortunately. Nope. Oh, buddy, that was not the greatest venture, but at least we lived. Okay, that one's gonna be a tougher case to crack. I guess we can go to the storage closet now and see what we can find. Alright. Let's see here. Well, let's bring one of these glyphs into the picture. Alright. Guess we can do this first and foremost. Let's not use that one quite yet. Alright, there's that in the meantime. We just need 2 scrolls, and look at that, we have done it! No Elder Sign for that one, but these may come in handy. We need all the items we can get. Alright, Vincent, I think one of us definitely needs to be fixed up. Alright. Let's go with good old Joe Diamond here. Alright. I think we might try to go here in the meantime. Are you ready for your goth? Alright. right, let's see what we got. All right, we can do this and that. This isn't gonna be a tricky one. All right, let's get rid of you and you. Still don't have enough. This isn't good. This isn't good at all. We need one more for this. This is not looking in our favor. And we don't have any items to go a bit. Nope, that's not gonna do it either. Nope, that's not gonna do it either. We have not done any work. That's gonna itch. All right, Gloria. Let's see what we can muster here. We have been doing so well as up to this point, but we had a few blunders. Okay, no doom piling up here. We could probably want to take care of those monsters, though. All right, let's go for it. Well, that's not exactly the brightest of news. We don't want any more doom in our pile, but we may be... Well, we might not have the best of luck. Alright, that's one of them. It looks like we got that out of the way. Well, at least that led to something there. That's one of the beasts out of the way. Who the blobby hell is that crazed person? Joe Diamond, take care of them. Alright. Let's see if we get this nutcase out of the way. You got a lot of wrinkles there, buddy. Or dimples, I should say. Well, we can definitely do this. And we can definitely do this. Aha! Gift shop my ass. Okay. We're still needing some more of the Elder Signs, though. Mark, are you up for another gamble? I don't know about that one. Maybe you want to try this one, though. See if we have any fair luck in the hedge maze. Okay. Let's go ahead and get one of these in here. Okay. Well, we got this one all taken care of. Good work. We just need some skulls. Let's see here. Gonna take care of you fine folks. And that's what we're talking about. We only need 2 more Elder Signs and we will get this all solved. Why is that woman cooing mowing over an artifact? That has me a little bit concerned. But in the meantime, guess you are the one that needs to be healed up the most. A woman shouldn't be puckering up against an Eldritch artifact like that unless they want to get frisky. Well, we can do this. That's a good sign of things right now. And another good sign of things, we did it! And we didn't get an Elder Sign, but you know what? We got some other items that may come in handy. Alright. And none of our good old investigators are dead yet. I think I may have brought us a good team. No doom. It seems like we are really... Well, this isn't good. We got 5 monsters in here. We probably need to defeat them once and for all here. Well, let's go ahead and give it a whirl. Alright, Gloria, you think you got what it takes? We do have the clues at our disposal. But we can get this out of the way. Good work, good work. And we have done it. Good work, Gloria. A true success. We did it! We have stopped the summoning! That's what I'm talking about. And then on a high note, well, the world is saved. We did it. I can tell my client that we did the task. 3,710 points, and not a single investigator this time around died in the process or went insane. Well then, in that case, let's go back into my office. Well, client, looks like I did the job for you. Let me get back in my seat. Well, I did it. I did both things in which you wanted me to do. I announced the winners of my silly Smackdown surveys, and I stopped the cult from summoning an ancient Eldritch abomination on the face of the earth. I think that really did the trick. So the next time you got yourself some cinnamon rolls up on your lovely platter, let me entice myself with one. What's that? You actually have them. No, that's the list. Wait, you saying that you have some more cinnamon rolls? And it's not shit, right? It's actually cinnamon rolls in this case. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, indeed. Ho, 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 ho. Ho, 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 ho. Oh, this is some fine, delectable work that you got here, an extra large variant. Delectable. Well, in that case is all closed. There are no such thing as an empty case left unsolved, so thank you ever so much for tuning into tonight's stream. Little bit of a different variety than what I'm normally used to, but I hope you enjoyed the experience. For those of you who have missed the winners of the silly Smackdown surveys, we have announced the winners that will be added to my upcoming birthday donathon. And the games are the Yakuza series and Undertale. So they will be joining the likes of the Mario and Luigi series, Crypt Master, West of Loathing, South Park, The Stick of Truth, of course heavily censored, as well as some shorter funny games such as What the Cult, Death of the Reprobate, Duck Detective in the Case of the Secret Salami, and Thank Goodness You're Here. So, starting April 1st, throughout the entire month of April until it's over, I will be streaming every single day to celebrate my birthday. So you're more than welcome to stop on in. We will be having incentive goals for each dollar amount we happen to accumulate throughout this entire thing. And just a heads up for full transparency, the reason why we're doing a donathon and what I'm raising it for is for my savings account, to help me for any future emergencies or situations that may transpire that not even cinnamon rolls would do the trick for. Car accidents, car repairs, unfortunate circumstances involving needing to spend a good chunk of money, you know the drill. So with that out of the way, any money that I get raised will stay in that savings account. I will let anyone know if I happen to need to withdraw anything from there, so I can be fully transparent with each and every one of you. In the meantime, any money that gets raised for the donathon will go straight to there. Anytime you happen to buy something from Humble Bundle through a partnered link, and I get enough for a payout, it goes to my savings account. If you happen to help me get a Twitch payout, well, that helps with that too. So, thank you again kindly for your support. Again, there will be incentive goals for each dollar amount we happen to make. I got a lot of goals in mind, but let's see if we can get the first page rolling first and foremost. So, I hope you will find yourself excited for my birthday donathon starting on April Fool's, and so you know, there won't be any April Fool's stream kind of shenanigans. With that said, know that even if you are not able to donate during this entire occasion, it is entirely optional. You are not obligated at all to contribute any money during this cause. You just being here watching my dumbass, even if you're still here from Mira Pink stream, or raid I should say, really means a lot. So thank you kindly. If you do want to assist me in any way, shape, or form without spending a single penny, or even a cinnamon roll in this case, you can always follow me on my social media accounts. You can type in !social either on Twitch in the chat, or if you happen to be on YouTube over there, those links are down in the description below. You can also, if you find any funny moments during my streams in any way, shape, or form, you're more than welcome to clip them and even share them on your social media under the hashtag #CuddlyClips. If you find a moment and when you're following my streams, if you want to repost anything I happen to post, that still goes a long way. Or just simply being here watching my streams or even lurking off to the side goes a long way. There are many ways in which you can support me without spending any money. Know that it's entirely appreciated. However, if you do decide to contribute any money during my birthday donathon, please note, please be financially responsible when doing so. If you decide that you made a mistake in trying to withhold the money, that's gonna be a horrendous bad look and you will be told about your shenanigans. If you are spending when you know you don't have the money to do so, please consider your financial stability before making any contributions. We don't want to put you in a worse situation than perhaps possible. So, take that into consideration before you start contributing to the good old-fashioned birthday donathon. It's a good way to celebrate my birthday in the meantime. In case anyone's wondering, the birthday is also on April 10th. That will be my true day of birth. Now, if you don't want to spend anything during the donathon and want to support me in other ways during it, well, you can always subscribe to the channel here on Twitch. You can even gift me something on Throne. I've been trying to get that updated as much as possible, but again, monetary stability, you gotta make sure you have a good enough money and you got enough empty income to basically make that happen. So, bloody hell, I've been trying to get this consistent accent or way of speaking for over almost 2.5 hours now. I don't even know if I sounded so dumb while I was talking like this or if it was actually authentic. I don't know. And I don't want to find out because I hate hearing my own voice whenever it's in the recording. You want to know a reason why I haven't been able to edit any clips for shorts? That's probably the reason why. Yes. For people that say that my voice is authentic, I hate my voice the most. Isn't that just an irony in this case? Everyone loves my voice except for me. That's just a way of life. But again, thank you so much for tuning in. This was a little bit last notice. I wanted to do something a little bit more special for this type of stream. You know what? Hold on. Before we actually end the stream, I kind of want to rate this game in a way. It is something that I played in the past. And so I'm going to bring this up to this kind of level. Let's see here. Okay. So, let me bring this up. I'm kind of curious of how this transpires. How do I actually feel about the game in any way? Let's bring it up here. There we go. So these are all the games that I played in the past, like more than once. And these are the rankings that I gave to them. So now we're going to rank Elder Sign Omens. Yeah, the presentation for this game is very simplistic. It's limited. I mean, there's maybe some nice flourishes here and there, and with the different amount of investigators that you can help to tackle on a certain task, it does get invigorating, especially when you can control up to 4 at once. But at the same time, the presentation isn't the greatest. The gameplay can only go so far. In a lot of ways, sure, there's a good amount of campaigns where you can face off against different Eldritch abominations, but honestly, if you're probably better off just playing the original board game or card game, if you don't have the means, this is a game you can play solo, in case anyone is wondering. But for me, I feel like I would find it better if I play it in the original physical board game form. Not like other ways in which you do need an application in order to run the campaign. I honestly feel like this may be... It's good for what it is, but again, you saw some glitches here and there while I was trying to start up the game. The presentation isn't that... There's a lot of cut-ins and cutouts every so often. And it kind of gets a little bit mundane on occasion, so I'm just gonna put it like right in the seat here. I'm gonna be honest, that's probably how I feel in regards to it. It's okay. It's alright. But if you really want to experience this game for yourself in, you know, probably in a more authentic way, I mean, it's fine. I'm not even entirely sure if you can get a physical copy nowadays. You might have to run the bracket. It might be a game that might be out of print. But if you have no other way to play it, well, it is currently $5.99 to buy on Steam. And if you want to get that link, you can type an exclamation point game within the Twitch chat to bring up that link for Steam. Or if you happen to be on YouTube, that link is down in the description below, alongside all of my other social medias. So yeah, figured I would go about it that way. So that's gonna end the stream. I'll hopefully have my schedule up sometime tomorrow. It will be the birthday donathon one, and it was going to be including all the incentive goals, as well as some incentives you can get for donating, for the top 3 donators, or any donators in particular, and the top donators, so to speak. So, look forward to that, mainly from my Blue Sky account and my Discord server. Those ones are probably going to post on first and foremost. And if you happen to like my content, if you're on Twitch, feel free to follow. If you want to subscribe, that's up to you, but please note, as always, make sure you consider your own finances and make sure you're in a good spot before you make any contributions. If you happen to be on YouTube, well, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to be notified of when I do more streams, which, just to let you know, I'm planning to stream every single day in April to celebrate my birthday, so a lot of times. So, with that said, let's go ahead and find out who we can raid over on the Twitch side of things. For those of you who actually have stayed and actually stayed from Mira Pink's stream, I don't know how you had the willpower to do it. I do not look as sexy as Mira. I definitely do not have the same amount of looks in any way, shape, or form. Just be thankful that I don't plan on getting that game she was playing anytime soon. And even if I did, no one will be ready for blob mods. You can have an entire fat ass basically being in that game, just wobbling all around. I don't think anyone can handle that in any way, shape, or form. But let's go ahead and find someone that we can spread the raid over to. Who do we have on the bracket here? Who do we have? Huh. Oh, Milky is playing Subnautica, but they are doing it in the vegetarian run, so that's interesting. They seem to be placing any bets on themselves or challenges to make the game play more invigorating. If it's going to be possible, I believe they did a Don't Starve Together run where they were trying to be eco-friendly. I'm not sure how that turned out. But we're going to raid Milky in this case then. So let's bring up the Twitch thing. There we go. Let's see. Elder Blob Carnage Raid. Alright. We're gonna get the eating emotes in here. Alright. And there we go. If you happen to be on the Twitch side of things and want to help out with the raid in any way, shape, or form, please feel free to copy and paste this when we go live over on Milky's stream. And all right, let's make sure that we got the right one going. Raid, and gotta make sure. Ah, okay, that's how you spell it. I had to make sure there for a moment that I was spelling the name correctly. All right, so again, thank you so much for swinging around for this dumb stream idea that I had. Hope it wasn't too redundant. I hope it wasn't too obnoxious with the way that I was voicing this dumb noir character in a lot of ways. But again, for those that stay put during Mira Pink's raid, I appreciate you. I really do. Because I don't really get this average amount of viewers on a regular basis. So, thank you ever so kindly for for sticking around in this case and watching this fat ass stumble a lot through this Eldritch game. With that said, hope you have an exquisite rest of your day, whether it be the morning, afternoon, evening, or night, depending on where you may be. Well, I'm hoping that I can stream again tomorrow night. If I do, it will be at 7 p.m. Central with more Mario and Luigi series Superstar Saga, both on Twitch and on YouTube. So, don't know for sure yet. We'll just have to wait and see. Until then, ta-ta for now.